Hello everyone. Welcome. Hope everyone's having a good one. So far I am. We all know how Star Citizen goes though, so... Ooh, that's fun.
Your vehicle has please visit us again. Goodbye.
Alright, so... Stuff has happened. Stuff has absolutely happened. And... I don't know, it's, I guess I would say it's for the better, so far. I don't know what I'm doing. I slightly know what I'm doing.
Welcome to the ASOP.
No, I got this Argo raft here. I've been doing some hauling contracts, so I can get full sea missions, which are pretty well paying if I've been led to believe. I also saw, while the raft is coming up here, Red Wind. Alright, so I tried one of these, and I could not do it because the Onyx facilities are busted. Or, I'm sorry, no. It's, it didn't give me a thing. Didn't give me a marker. In fact, you know what, let's go actually and try that. It was S3A1, right? Yeah. And if I remember correctly, Red Wind is supposed to be these sorts of criminally, they're less reputable haulers, but I'm probably just gonna try doing Kovalex stuff. Speaking of Onyx facilities, I do want to say that the last episode of Star Citizen Weekly, I was like, I'm excited to try them out, and then I tried them out, and I had a bad time, and I think I gave them a bad shake. I tried them out as soon as they came out, there were some server issues, there were some non-server issues. They're good. I wanted something a little bit more casual, and I don't think it's not terrible for solo players, but I don't think that's really what they wanted. Oh, jeez. They did want this small group PvE thing, which is absolutely a thing that, we need. There are communication things that I'm sure I've mentioned before, like, you probably, if you are around the Star Citizen content creator space, you'll probably hear a lot of people saying, hey, this is, they wanted to instance stuff. They wanted to have one Onyx facility that was instanced, so you would be in your own separate, unique instance, and you wouldn't run into anybody. And then they decided to do 120 locations, basically because they couldn't get instancing to work. They never said that. I'm pretty confident in believing that yes, that is the situation. But they never said that. So I don't know why I would believe. So I can't 100% believe that, right? And I think maybe what happened, because I tried this once, what had happened was maybe I did not set the marker, and as such, oh my god, as such, I, didn't have, I like the it didn't actually like pop up with the marker, and now I do have, you know, the waypoint. I have the nav point set in. I didn't have the nav point set in, and it didn't give me it, which it should have, but it didn't. Oh my god, this is why we don't. I did spawn in my hangar, which is nice. But also, like, these hangar wait times, I'm sure people are going to get very annoyed about them. And, like, one thing is, I have definitely seen, like, I haven't seen, like, multiple hangars opening at the same time to letting multiple people out. I've only, like, it's just one at a time. No matter if it's a small, large, if it's, if it's completely different areas of the spaceport or station. I don't know if that's, I'm not 100% sure if that's true, but that's just what my observation has been. And I, so far, have spent, 6 minutes just waiting for the hangar, but that's okay. Honestly, I'm just glad it will be a bit, but complain and you shall receive. That is always nice. What was I gonna say? Oh, I will say the reason I'm running around with a scalpel right now is I did have a custodian. I did pick up a custodian, and I did some inventory management. I was like, had a full backpack, and I needed to swap to my tractor beam, so I just, swapped the tractor beam to, so I just dragged the custodian over the tractor beam, or vice versa, and then the custodian should have gone in my backpack, and it visually did, and then it just actually disappeared. So, that's an unfortunate thing. And yeah, I probably won't be running an Onyx facility right now as a result. And honestly, like, the Onyx facilities are fun. I think my problem is they're dark. They're very dark, and dark in Star Citizen means it's just not fun. I would love to go back to some of the caves, but there are no cave missions that I know of. And the only way I would be able to go to a cave is to take a bounty, and then either ignore the bounty, or, like, kill the bounty without moving too much, and still having to visually scan for a cave. And yeah, that doesn't seem fun, like, at all. So, that's not what I want to do. This is what happens. This is what happens. I don't have any marker. I should have a marker, but I don't. Let's try canceling this. Nope. Yep. And it visually does not give me a marker either, which is annoying. Because, like, if it gave me a marker, I could at least look at it. Okay, let's see. Select all from last day. Oh, jeez. Are we all cool with having a little bit of an adventure? I think that is the closest. There's better ways to navigate, I think, but we'll see how intuitive all of the navigation. I mean, theoretically, I should be able to just see, hey, I'm getting closer on the map, or hey, I'm getting further, I should go the opposite direction. And of course, this is not blocked. Okay, cool. Oh, you know what? Actually, hang on. I can. For one thing, I am moving. Okay. Alright, 140 something. Okay, so last day. Eddie's Playhouse. And I don't think that's Shubin Processing Facility. That's I'm gonna try and triangulate my position from here. Maybe not triangulate, maybe that's the wrong word. It was Shubin Facility 3, which should be this one? That's Teddy's Playhouse. And this should be Shubin Processing. Okay, if... Right. Thing is... Well, okay, I can... I can try and count the seconds, but it's just a thing I'm gonna have to keep in mind, I guess. We're gonna try just going to the horizon and looking at the map, I guess. What a way to navigate. It also gives me... Okay, so this is Teddy's Playhouse. If I move that way... Sorry, I'm having a little bit of fun here. So Star Citizen Live, they did talk about some stuff, and I am looking forward to it. Did I go further away? I think I'm going further, or I'm thinking... Ooh, that's a tough one. Honestly, do not know. That looks like something right there. But I don't think I'm far enough along. And I'm definitely... Yeah, this is... There's... This. Thank you. Nope. Wow, it just went from... Okay. I mean, am I facing north? I guess is the real question. Okay, sorry. So the ship showdown, or the Star Citizen Live with the ship showdown Not ship showdown talk. I mean, they did a ship thing because of ship showdown. Whatever. It was actually pretty good. I think they gave a lot of information, a lot of reasonable information without, like, setting expectations too high. The Apollo's getting released in September, which is cool. That's 20 kilometers away. Is there a focus on me thing here? Oh, it doesn't. Oh, that arrow is not accurate. Oh my god. And this is gonna zoom out all the way. I don't want to get zoomed out all the way, dingus. Oh my god. It'd also be nice if there was some kind of a pop-up. Because I gotta be honest with you, right now, I have no idea what I'm looking at. And yeah, I mean, I would not recommend doing these missions as they are right now, because obviously this is terrible. But if you're open for a little bit of a challenge, then it's something. Especially, like, I mean, this probably would not be too difficult if it was, like, if I had daylight to work with. Sorry, Oh! Thought I saw something. There is something to be said about exploration gameplay. And how that could potentially look. With trying to find locations like this. Nope, I am moving further away now. Broken. Oh my god. Okay, the annoying thing. All right, the broken nav point is one thing, but whatever the fuck this is. Fucking MFD is not phasing through things. I think basically when I start going further away than closer, is when I want to stop. And then try moving left to right from my position to see, and then basically keep doing that until, you know. But yeah, what did we find out? Okay, we're slowing down here. Also, we're at 67 degrees. So you want to add 90, or take away 90 from that. So, let's... what is that? Numbers? 150, that's about right. I probably should have guessed that it's around this ship. Probably a good indication. The one time that leaving ships littered around is a good thing. I mean, this has to be it. Also, I actually really like the... my initial thing was that I really like the music. The music's great. I think it kind of drags on a little bit. Not drags on, but it's like, I've heard it once. I've experienced it, and don't really want to listen to it again. I mean, this music is good. The combat music is, like, it has a really strong opening, and it's just really funny when, like, you, like, shoot a guy in the back of the head, and he's alone, and then you get this insane... And the music just... And it's just, like... That guitar riff is, way too strong for its own good. It's not bad, it's just, like, situationally maybe not exactly how it ends up. It's maybe not the most appropriate. Unfortunately. And again, this is good music. This is a good atmospheric thing. Just, like, I've heard it a lot. Okay, sorry. So, the Star Citizen Live, all the ship stuff. Yeah, the Apollo's coming in September, which, and we're getting all of the, like, if you have an Apollo, you're getting all of the modules included. They mentioned with the Galaxy that if you have to buy the modules separate because, you, are going to, you're going to have to use... You're gonna have to use something. You're gonna have it in storage, so it's just like, you know, if you bought it and you bought all of the modules at once, for one thing, maybe you're not going to use the modules, and second, it's just gonna completely clutter your inventory, which, true... I mean, like, for one thing, if you have the Apollo, theoretically, you should probably be able to make use of any of the theoretically having all of those options to configure. Yeah, it makes sense because there are going to be times when you need as many medbeds as possible, and it doesn't matter how good they are, and sometimes you might need just ones, and probably there might be I mean, I don't see the Apollo. I see the Apollo having like 4 configurations. I think only the high tier med beds 3 configurations. I'm sorry. Well, I guess, well, 2 of the top tier med beds, 6 of the tier 3 beds, or a mix of the tier 3 and tier 1 beds. And I guess that is because it could be left or right for the tier 1 or tier 3 and, you know, that whole thing. But I see those as like being the only options, really, because like there's probably going to be a lot of times where, yeah, like in the best case scenario, you have a bunch of people who need to get treated for injuries, and potentially in the future there's like, yeah, if we don't get you in a med bed, if we don't get you in a med bed in the next 5 minutes, you are going to die. It doesn't matter what the med bed is, it just matters that you are getting healed. And so, you know, tier 3 to treat the most amount of people, and if they have tier 1 injuries, if they've got severe injuries, get that person into a tier 1 bed, and as soon as they're healed, move the person from the low tier to the high tier. And the mid tier, I don't think is just, I just don't see it being super used. And like the tier, in the tier 1, presumably, like, the tier 3 will have, like, you could regen from any of them, but you don't want to, but you're not going to want to regen from everyone. Okay, I'm sorry. So I'm running around with 50 SCU, and I'm just trying to do the math to make sure I got everything here right. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Yeah, no, we still have something. We still have more to get. Unless I derped and these are 2 different facilities. Oh, they are 2 different facilities. Okay. Well, that's... ouch. 3 of the 4 letters were correct. Damn, okay. Well, that's fine. Yeah, don't do these missions until they fix the nav markers, definitely, but... yeah. What was I gonna say? I might try to play around with... you know, I would do them if you can get a facility. If I looked up and had a mission that took me to this facility, that gave me a waypoint, I would be like, hell yeah. Okay, don't need that. Do need engines, and I do want shields. I'm not gonna need shields. Shields are allegedly on, but it would appear they're not. Interesting. Oh. Because I was in quantum mode. Okay, cool. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so the Apollo's coming, that's cool. I'm not, like, super excited for it. It's gonna be nice to have it, but, and I was honestly expecting them to release the Apollo. It feels like a really big ticket ship. I was expecting them to wait until some other time to release it, but that's okay. Like Invictus or Citizen Con or something. But yeah, I'm thinking that the Perseus is going to be IAE. Speaking of, they also mentioned, they hinted at the Wolf and the Meteor getting other options for weapons for their bespoke guns. Which I know I complained about that. I know I complained about that, but hear me out. If their plan was to give the Wolf, like, other weapons, why not say that somewhere in the marketing? Because people are going to look at that and say, okay, this thing's just going to be stuck with ballistic Gatling. Okay, I don't want to buy it. And, like, this is actually genuinely deal breaker, I don't care. That is probably, presumably, how some people felt. And, I mean, all I can think is that, like, oh, okay, well, this thing looks cool. People actually like it decently enough, even with the ballistics. I didn't buy it when it came out, but now I can buy it and I can throw $5 at a war bond. Neat is what they think, but like, or not a $5 at a weapon kit, not war bond. Because the thing is, they're not going to give you the war bond. So now, like, you could have bought it for $90 and then spent $5 and then spent money on a weapon kit. But now you're going to have to spend $100 on it. Like, I don't know if I don't know if the first thing that comes to my mind is that the war bond, we don't want the war bond thing. We want people to just have to spend more money on it, but also they can do store credit and not spend any money on it actually. Really. So I don't know what, maybe there's some logic there that I don't understand, but I think it genuinely would have been a much better idea. And I mean, maybe the egg's a little bit on me because they did have weapon kits at Invictus. There was a lot of drama around it. Not the weapon kits in particular, but but that kind of a thing. And are they going to do the same thing where, hey, it's not going to be available in game for 3 months or 6 months or 9 months or however long we feel? Because, I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't pull that shit again. Because, like, that's how little faith I have in them. I was gonna be super positive, and then I'm like, fuck CIG, what the fuck are they gonna... They're gonna make me... I'm gonna have to spend $10 on these stupid laser guns for my wolf because they want me to... Because they need this exclusivity bullshit. And honestly, I don't know how much it's going to be, but honestly, genuinely, if it comes down to it, the orange text, I think, is just genuinely a little bit hard to see. I did have was searching around there for a second. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to get super conspiratorial, but it just, like, it doesn't make sense. You just tell me that, hey, there are going to be laser repeaters, even if it's, like, at IAE there are going to be energy weapons, and there are going to be energy weapons available for the wolf. It's going to be a thing. No need to worry. Either they weren't ready, or we wanted to hold them back for a different sale for whatever reason. Because otherwise, it kind of makes me think that, oh shit, people really don't like ballistics. Maybe we should offer some better options for them. Or maybe we should give some people some options. And then they just came up with this idea. They scrambled with this idea, even, after the fact. I mean, like, is that the case? I don't necessarily think so, but just, like, I don't have any... As much as it's, me grasping a narrative, I don't have any more, reasonable suspicion that, something else isn't going on, Or that, they, just... I mean, like, what, did they want to surprise us with the fact that, hey, this thing is going to have more options? Because I don't know. I know that I think everybody was jumping to the conclusion that, there would be a laser variant, which would piss me off a lot, but, no, it's just weapon kit, which makes more sense. But yeah, I'm trying to think what else, I can't remember 100%. They mentioned, I believe it was that the whatever the thing in October is going to have bespoke guns, I think. And I think they also mentioned that that something was going to have a new type of PDC. And for some reason in my head I have it that those are the same things. That the October ship is also going to have the PDCs. Because I think in the context of how they were talking about it... Oh, wow. Let's just watch physics play out here. Okay. In the grand scheme of how things play out, that was a phrase. I'm sorry. In context, I believe they were talking about. The question was, what's with the trend of vehicles having bespoke weapons? They were like, yeah, I mean, there are a few that just happen to have them. There are reasons to have a bespoke weapons. I don't know if I really like those reasons. I mean, honestly, I mean, whether the argument for bespoke weapons makes sense or not, doesn't matter. That's what they said. And the context was, John Crew was like, yeah, there's only one more thing that has bespoke weapons, and that is the Perseus. And then Jared was like, no, there's two more things. There's the October ship, or ships. So, you know. Let's complete that mission, and we're going to abandon the other one, because, yeah. What was I gonna say? For one thing, rep? How does Redwind feel about me? Okay. I think there might be some, decent hang missions from Redwind. But, yeah. I would feel bad if I didn't do some combat, because that's just what I do. I really hope I have some... I believe for some reason I have one Cruise Lux. Don't know why, but I believe I do. And I don't think I've deposited any. I would love to, just, spawn out of the hangar forever as just a permanent thing, as a permanent choice. But also, hangar queues. Hangar queues are the biggest detractor there, unfortunately. Oh, I think I've also mentioned... So I think at this point I've done all of the missions. I believe I've done all of the missions for all of the investigation missions for Onyx. And it's really not too crazy. And it basically is, right now you can just go back and do all of them, and it's just how much effort do you want to put in, or how far do you want to go in, and then you get a secure drive. So, because, yeah, I think I'd because, like, this takes you to the power core, and, I mean, the power core is a fun area, but also it's a little annoying. but it is what it is. We'll have this soda first. Because the, well, I mean, the can isn't resealable, but you can treat it like a resealable thing. And I do believe... I hope that will mess me up in the future at some point. It totally will. This is actually resealable, and this might take me up to max hydration. Barely not. Okay, cool. Oh, you know, I should check. I saw somebody say something about their armor getting taken off and put in their inventory, and I swapped around to the Gold Blossom arms and helmet, and then I logged out, and then when I logged back in, I didn't have my arms, so just out of nowhere randomly. So I don't know what exactly happened. I assume that, and I hope that they're in my inventory, but also I don't care because. I mean, I like the arms. The helmet I'm kind of iffy on. And I think I would prefer the Cadillo helmet with the Gold Blossom paint. And also, I don't know if I would want to use the Geist helmet as a flight helmet, because it is not an actual flight helmet. Like, there's the Gioseki helmet that came with the X1s. Either they were the X1s or the 100 series. I think they were the 100 series, actually. That sounds right. That sounds right. But also, I am curious, because, like, the Gioseki is, I believe that's how it's pronounced. I'm probably totally pronouncing it wrong. Or Gioseko? I don't know. I mean, it looks like a motorcycle helmet. I mean, not really even a sci-fi motorcycle helmet. It just looks like a motorcycle helmet. It's medium armor, which... Would a heavy flight suit and or medium flight suit be a thing? That would be interesting, but also... So I don't know. That's seems interesting to me. And also, like, is the helmet really going to make that big of a difference? I don't know. But the idea of... But yeah, I hope... I do hope that, however, there is some question in my mind with, like, gear store items. I am 100% sure that if you go onto the gear store right now and buy yourself a Ascension Coda, that by golly, by gosh, when 1.0 comes out and they mentioned that they want to do cosmetics, they don't want to sell gear. But right now they are selling gear. So if you go buy that Coda Ascension, dollars to donuts, I believe that you will have, and you know, you don't melt it or anything, you will always have that Coda Ascension. At some point, I imagine they will stop selling the Coda Ascension and they will just sell the Ascension paint. Or Ascension skin, or whatever. My question does become, they said at CitizenCon that you were going to get a crafting blueprint for the gear you get, and that seems weird to me. Like, you could just have a warranty, so I can't... Out of the gate, 1.0 drops, and I can't craft that Coda Ascension. That Ascension Coda. But I can can't actually craft the thing, but I can craft, but I can get it back in the same way that you would be able to get a ship back. And I mean, like, that seems like a very sensible thing. And granted, and I say this as somebody who is, like, who wants to do crafting as a bit, like, who wants to be big into crafting and would benefit greatly from that thing, and in fact has bought gear solely based off of that fact that they've said that, and I don't like the idea that you can just get that crafting recipe that way. And I think if they did change it, so if they took your gear, if you bought this Ascension Coda and they took it away from you and they just gave you the paint, I mean, that I'm pretty sure would open them up to... I'm pretty sure that would open them up to a lot of... to some legal action. That would open them up to lawsuits. I don't think they would want to do that. And I'm just being honest. I'm not a legal expert. But I'm pretty sure that, like, they literally cannot do that. So I assume that... But they can take the gear off the store and then start selling paints, which I think is what they'll do. I don't know if, again... My hope is that I have the Ascension Coda, or I have the Gold Blossom armor, I have a Gold Blossom weapon. I can just, when 1.0 comes out, or when crafting comes out, and whatever paint system needs to be in, I can just take my Cadillo helmet and I can apply a Gold Blossom paint to it, and I can just apply whatever paint to whatever, and hopefully have something a little bit more succinct. Let me toss this in my backpack, because I have some custodian ammo on me. It's not the, I had the Citizen Con Pride one that I picked up off of an enemy. I love how these dudes are running from me, even though I'm supposed to be helping them. But yeah. What else did they mention about ships? They mentioned rearm and refuel. Rearm and refuel is a thing that is going to be that, like, not this year. I think explicitly not this year, but like, it is kind of in the works to, like, say, land on an Idris and land your Gladius in your Idris and be able to repair, refuel, rearm based off of whatever resources are in the Idris's cargo hold on the cargo grid. And I think the way they set it, they kind of set the expectation that it isn't, like, it might be the Idris, it might be the Polaris, but it's probably only going to be one. It's the first iteration of this will probably only be one ship. It'll presumably only be one ship. It'll presumably not be every ship that you can repair. I mean, I would guess. I mean, there's a few ways it could happen. Are you? Oh my god! I genuinely thought that was an enemy. Because the fucking marker's broken, because it always is. Also, I don't know, I did boost the brightness by 5. If anybody's noticed anything, I don't think it was substantial enough. Holy shit. What? Did that dude just do a little pose and then died? My god. I mean, I'm not gonna say that the AI is... Okay, listen, I'm not gonna say that the AI is smart, but they are a bit more active. They are a bit more... They can be a bit more deadly. Yeah, the problem with these guys... The problem with ArcCorp is that those Ninetales light armored dudes do share... They do share a few armor pieces. Not the colors, but the color is pretty fucking hard to tell when there's just darkness. Oh, it's also... This dude has a Tehachapi, whatever the word is, has that light armor piece that's like subscriber only. I don't know why those I don't know why there's just some bodies that, like, you know, have the send coordinates or send location prompt, as if they're like, hey, search for this dude and tell us where he is. I don't know if there is a mission associated with that, or if they just added them accidentally, but it is cool to see enemies. I mean, it's just cool to see enemies with more stuff, honestly. As a loot goblin, I love to see more stuff that I can loot. Oh my god. Bruh. Guys. Oh my god. I usually let the enemies die. Or I usually let the allies die a bit, because, especially now, they've been spawning in pretty good quantities. And, I mean, it's nice to see the game being able to handle it to at least some degree. I mean, clearly, like, that enemy should have gotten absolutely annihilated. But they didn't. And there was a bunch of enemies. That means I cannot safely shoot this dude, or I'm going to accidentally hit an ally. And there's gonna come a time... Oh, jeez. The thing with the scalpel is that was 2 shots. 1 trigger pull, 2 shots. But yeah. I mean, these missions aren't... They're not super time efficient, I don't think. In all fairness. Oh my god, oh my god, no, I am not looking at the gun, I am looking at the corpse. Apologies. This thing being something that still breaks is just super annoying, and that, like, they said they fixed it, and they genuinely, I think it did genuinely get better, and then it didn't. Oh, and then inventory not. Oh, is the stuff on him, or... No. It just didn't load in my inventory. Okay. Come on.
Look alive.
don't know if I like... I don't know how much I like the idea, really, that there's so many spawn elevators. I mean, like, it does... Like, you can't camp the elevators, right? Except in very explicit situations. There are explicit situations where you can do that if if friendlies are stuck or just waiting in the elevators. And that's, like, interesting. Oh my god, guys, get the... Why are you running... The top floor is the safest place for you to be. Oh, Jesus. This thing is jumping all over the place. Fine.
I got you covered. Where'd you go? I thought you wanted to.
Oh my god. Where did this dude come from? Alright. Alright. Gun? Sometimes those interactions take a bit too long for any sane person's liking. And that is also annoying. There you go. Yeah, the AI is... My god. I mean, the AI just, like, if you compare it to, what it was 2-3 years ago, it is so much better. And, like, I don't want to be... I want to be fair. Sometimes it feels like I'm very, very negative about CIG, and sometimes it's deserved, I think. And, sometimes it's, But I think at the end of the day, they do genuinely want to make a game that they... an enjoyable game. Sometimes even that feels questionable, but I think that is still what they want to do. Is this... No, this dude doesn't have the super duper helmet. Hold on. Okay, inventory. Load whenever you feel like it. Take your time. Did I see some... What? I thought I saw some fancy stuff here. Let's see here. As much as this custodian did come in clutch, I think I might want to pour some more stuff here. Okay, cool. I actually did use a grenade launcher earlier at some point. It did kind of come in clutch. I also, I feel a little bad. Because I like the salvo a lot, and I want the salvo be maybe not better. I do like it. I carry it. It's always on my side, but I kind of also want to I do think that there are some elements of like the coda's probably better. Just the sort of fire rate that you can get with it. And there was one time where I was in an Onyx facility, I ran out of ammo, and I was picking up stuff, and I found a coda, and I had a really good experience with it. Even though it was a very rough situation, I got out of it, and as such, I do appreciate the coda as a competition to the salvo, but I also, I do really like the charge shot. There are some days, though, where just, like, I suck. There might be a lot of days. But yeah. You know, I wonder... Don't know if for one thing, it looks like the game is about ready to die. So... perhaps I should end it here. Which, I don't know... Also, let me look at this Kruger, because... or the game's gonna actually crash. Because I think I probably am gonna get rid of the paint that I have. Because I don't... because all things considered, I probably don't want to spend that much on... probably don't actually want to spend money on the weapon kit when it comes out. So I'm probably gonna have to melt some things. We'll see. I hope it's like $5. But I don't know. But yeah. I'm gonna do some more of the hauling contracts. I'm not going to do hauling contracts on stream or too much content-wise. Or any videos on hauling. That's not my plan. Unless there is some element of hauling missions that like become super interesting and engaging as video content. It's not a bad gameplay loop, it's just maybe not the best thing content-wise to make. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do that because I've heard that you get like 700k for whole C contracts. I could go and buy a whole C right now, but I wouldn't have anything to use it with, so that's my hope. That's what I'm planning on doing. If you're watching this on... and I gotta get this outro better. If you're watching this when it comes out, on Sunday, I am going to be streaming Star Citizen. Sunday, 7 p.m. West Coast Pacific Standard. I also stream Minecraft on Mondays. Whatever on Wednesday, although usually it's Star Citizen, and it might just become Star Citizen, with some exceptions. And then RPGs on Friday, so, that is at twitch.tv/Rylu with an underscore at the end. Yeah, until then, have a good day, great day even. Chowskis.